Please, Sony, do a remake of Legend of the Dragoon. What is going on, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about a possible, well, I wish a possible, remake of the Legend of Dragoon. An amazing PlayStation 1 era RPG that came and gone so fast that it just doesn't even get talked about. It's a hidden gem on the PlayStation 1 and quite frankly one of my favorite RPGs. So let's go ahead and check out the trailer right now, and when we get back we'll talk a little bit more about the game. Enjoy.
Great Commander, this way.
So, this is her. Put her in custody. Is this really necessary?
It is His Majesty, Emperor Dole's command to take that girl into custody.
Who is she?
That is not your concern.
Alright guys, we are back. So once again, I hope you enjoyed that trailer. We're going to talk more about the game in detail. So originally this was released by the Sony computer company back in 1999. I remember this RPG very well because like Legend of Gaia, it had a totally different fighting system where instead of just picking attack, magic, and stuff like that, you also had to be interactive in doing your attacks. So for example, in Legaia and stuff, you had to pick different body parts to do your attacks. Well, in this one, when you went to attack, you had to do your timing attacks. So depending on the character would depend on the style of attacks. For example, I remember Dart. He had slower attacks, but they were stronger. And then you had the Levites and Prince. Was it Prince King Albert or whatever? They had more of a fast-paced spear going on, and then yeah, you just had your more going like that. So that was one of the things that really stood out to me as a kid. And not only that, the whole idea of transformations and magic and, you know, dragons and winglies and stuff like that. It was just an amazing story to behold. What we're going to do is, I have the Wikipedia page already pulled up, and we're just going to kind of look through some of this stuff so we can talk more about it in detail, because, yeah, it's so much to go over. So let's go ahead and swap on over to that. So as you can see here, we have the awesome, yeah, we have the awesome little, there we go. the copy of the cover right over here. And so, like I said, this is a role-playing game developed by a Japan studio and published by Sony Computer Company for the PlayStation in 1999 in Japan, and it came here in the 2000s. It was set in a fantasy fictional world called Endiness. Wow. The game follows a group of warriors led by the protagonist, Dart, as they attempt to stop the destruction of the world. Let's see here. So, gameplay is like we were talking. It features 3 modes: the area map, the field, and the battle screen. I remember that the whole environment of this game was very, what do I want to say, inviting. It was definitely your typical fantasy RPG, but they had some different stuff on it. So you could tell by here is you followed predetermined routes on a linear 3D map. So you had your 3D map, and you had to, only certain areas that you could go to, which was normal. At the end of each route are various representations of areas for players to enter, including towns and dungeons. So your battle system was like anything. It was random intervals on the area map and in field mode. So you'd have your random encounters. And then this is one of the cool things about this game. Sorry, I'm just kind of all over the place because I get so excited about this. I really wish they'd do this. But during the game's story, a character will obtain a Dragoon spirit, which gives them the ability to transform into Dragoon form while in combat. Dragoon form changes their appearance, gives them wings, and makes them float in the air. It also makes them more powerful. It gives them better magic abilities and stuff like that. Now, I remember as a kid, we always loved this part because you'd save all this stuff up for transform against the bosses and just totally kick ass. And I remember that being so cool. And then besides that, in Dragoon form, the character receives a boost to their damage and resistance, and their commands, attacks, guards, items, and run are replaced with Dragoon attack and magic. So you move all basic controls and you switch over to basically hardcore stuff. Yeah, and then you had your normal attacks where it was basically just you had to time it just right, or you could just play it safe and just hit them with the magic. Moving on to the story. Now the plot takes place in a world that we talked about in Endiness. It resembles a basically your typical middle-aged fantasy story with swords, magics, and dragons that we've already gone over. There are 9 characters in this. The main antagonist is Dart, a warrior searching for the black monster. Shauna is Dart's childhood friend and love interest. Rose is a warrior who teaches Dart how to fight as a Dragoon. Albert is the king of Brazil. And Lovette is his loyal knight who fights with a spear. Maru is a dancer from a flower town in Congo, which you get very later on in the game. I remember him. He was pretty cool. Is the last of his species alive in the game's world. Asaj is an elder man searching for his daughter, and Miranda is a magician. So the basic story of this is that Dart is traveling to his hometown when he is attacked by a dragon. He's saved by Rose, who informs Dart that Cinder Armor has attacked the town. As he arrives, he discovers that the town has been destroyed and his childhood friend Shauna has been taken to a prison. So when you played the demo, that was basically what you went through. You worked your way over there to saving her and stuff like that. So I don't want to get into reading exactly off of this. But essentially, you just over time, you basically collect Dragoon spirits. You're searching for the black monster, and then you're also fighting a wingling named Lloyd, who has a weapon called the Dragon Buster, which kills dragons instantly. So you're trying to catch up to him and run from him at the same time during this travel, and then all while trying to get to the end boss. The music was amazing in this. We don't have to talk too much about this. I wanted to see if they had the right here. So the review scores we're going to go over. Metacritic gave it a 74 out of 100, which is very good. And it's very high. I remember GamePro 5 out of 5. That's good. People aren't familiar with GamePro, but there was a gaming magazine back in the day. GameSpot only gave it a 6.5 out of 10. IGN was just kind of iffy when it comes to it. They gave it a 7 out of 10, and Next Generation, whatever that is, gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Let's see here. We're going to swap back over. So I have so many memories with this game, and one of my favorite memories was at the end boss, I remember my cousin came over around the holidays time, and we stayed up till about 4 in the morning fighting the boss. And I remember just running out of MP, running out of all this stuff, and just chipping away at this boss forever, all while we were, you know, chugging Mountain Dew, eating Doritos 3D jalapenos, and just trying to stay awake so we could finally beat this game. And it was just a great time. Now, one thing too that's crazy about this game is it is 4 discs. Now, people don't understand, you know, nowadays, a lot of the younger generation, that games like this, huge RPGs, would have more than 1 disc because of all the data that they had to store on there, whether it be just the cutscenes and everything. And if you look at these discs, oh my god, they're gorgeous. So let me pull out disc number 1. So we have disc number 1 with this amazing graphics on it. Now, yes, I do have the greatest hits one, but you don't see stuff like this anymore. You just see basic games and basic stuff like that. So just, this is just beautiful. And then we have the nice little backwards part of these, and you can see in these. And then if we pull this, now this one unfortunately did not have the manual, but I remember looking at this scene a lot on the loading screen when I was a kid, when they're on the ship sailing around. Very beautiful game. If I had to recommend, you know, someone an RPG that they hadn't played for the PS1 era, I would definitely have to recommend this game. You know, I always talk so highly of Legend of Legaia, but this one is right up there. This is right up there with the Final Fantasies and stuff, and we need a sequel. We need a remake. I would love to see just a remaster. Not exactly like, don't change anything up. Just reboot the game, or basically just keep everything the same, but update the graphics so they're way better, because I love to see that. I know a lot of people agree with me because the soundtrack on this is amazing. The characters are amazing. The story is amazing. It's just all around. It's just so beautiful. I hope you guys found this video very good. I know it was kind of just a look and read one. I hope you enjoyed the trailer in the beginning. Please comment below if you have played this RPG and what you guys thought of it. Would you love to see a remake someday, a remaster, or even a sequel that would pop up? I know sometimes there was rumors of something popping up later on, or earlier on, I mean, and you know, nothing just really came. And it's really disappointing because, like I said, this is just one of those hidden RPGs that nobody ever knows about. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys have a great day, and as always, my friends, stay retro, and we will see you in the next one. Check you later.